ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a roll call, please? State your name, please.
Ruben Obel.
Abraham Galons.
Ronald Mills.
Derek Benavides.
Aaron Rendon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a quorum. Erica, could you begin, please?
Notice of a public meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Brownsville pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5, the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meeting Act. Notice is hereby given that the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, has scheduled a regular meeting on Thursday, October 3rd, 2019, at 5:30 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall, Old Federal Building, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, 78520. Item number 1, updates and comments.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
For updates and comments, we've added this to the agenda just in case there are things to apprise you of changes that are happening or actions that maybe have moved forward to the City Commission that might be of interest to you. So a couple of things. This will be my last Planning Commission meeting as your interim director. Your new director, Mr. Rick Vasquez, begins his term serving the city Monday. So he'll be on board Monday morning, bright and early, and we look forward to welcoming him. I appreciate being
Thank
able
you for
to
your
be
help.
here. Well, thanks so much. And I look forward to continuing to work with the city over the course of our contract and the code update. And so the other piece that I wanted to mention to you is that last week we did kick off the update to the land development and building codes project. And that's a one-year-long project that is going to involve a lot of various moving parts. You all will be involved because you deal with these regulations on a regular basis and you know them better than most. So we will be bringing information to you over the course of this next coming year as we kind of move that project forward. You can stay connected to the project. We've created a website that is live that we're starting to build a repository of information on that website. It's at buildingbrownsville.org. So it's pretty easy to remember, and there's a link to it from the city's planning page. So check that out, and we will be in touch with next steps and that sort of thing. So I think that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Awesome.
Item number 2, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting on September 5th, 2019.
Motion for Mr. G to approve.
Second.
A second from Derek. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3, approval of the minutes for the special meeting on September 11, 2019.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second from Derek. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All, motion carries.
Public hearings, item number 4, public hearing and action, La Virgen Metepec Subdivision Master Plan.
This subdivision is located near Dana Avenue. It is 20 acres. It consists of 99 single-family lots. It is found incomplete. Below are the missing items.
Make a motion to find incomplete.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So that
Item
means-
number 5, public hearing and action, La Virgen Metepec Subdivision Phase 1, final plat.
This subdivision is located near Dana Avenue. It is 20 acres. It consists of 28 single-family lots and 1 reserve area. It is found incomplete.
Mr. G makes a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6, public hearing and action, Applewood Subdivision Plan Development.
This subdivision is located near Stagecoach Trail. It is 53.97 acres. It consists of 285 single-family lots and 1 reserve area. It is found incomplete. Below are the missing items.
Motion to find incomplete
Second from
and
Aaron.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7, public hearing and action, Terralta Development Subdivision Plan Development.
This item was removed from the agenda by the applicant.
No.
Item number 8, public hearing and action, Jardines de Sevilla Subdivision Final Plat.
This item was also removed by the applicant.
Item number 9, public hearing and action, Cajun Farm Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
As well, this has been removed by the applicant.
Okay.
Can I stop real quick, ask a question? There's got to be a benefit, right, to having it removed, then finding it incomplete?
Well, the thing is just that they don't have to present it here.
If
They
they
just
don't
don't
want
have
it,
to show up and say that it's incomplete. That's
Yeah,
it.
and they know it, so, yeah.
Got it.
Item number 10, public hearing and action, Saqueta Holdings LLC Subdivision Final Plat.
This subdivision is located near Paredes Line Road. It is 5.279 acres. It will consist of 21 two-family lots and 2 commercial lots. It is found incomplete.
Motion to find incomplete?
There's a motion from Derek, second from Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 11, public hearing and action, Simmons Place Subdivision Final Plat.
This subdivision is located near the corner of Morrison Road and Simmons Boulevard. It is 7.767 acres. It is 38 single-family lots. It is found incomplete.
Got a motion to find incomplete? And a second on the end. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 12, public hearing and action, Simmons Crossing Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
This subdivision is near the corner of Morrison Road and Simmons Boulevard. It is 8.611 acres. It is 43 single-family lots, and it is found incomplete.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to find incomplete. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 13, public hearing and action, Elm Ridge Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
This subdivision is located near Areca Palm Street. It is 17.62 acres. It is 70 single-family lots. We have it listed as found incomplete, but the engineer did make the final changes, so we do find it complete.
You find it complete? Okay.
Yes, sir.
It,
Yes,
whoa.
Oh, okay, we still have enough quorum to vote, so.
yes.
Somebody want to make a motion to find it complete?
Find incomplete?
Find it complete.
It's complete.
It has been completed since
Yes,
this board was
he
made.
just submitted the red lines.
Final.
Okay, all right, motion to find complete.
Complete.
We have a
Yes.
motion and a second to find complete. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Glanzky, which does not
Abstains.
abstain. There we go. Man, my brain just stopped working. Abstains from that vote. All right? Please proceed.
Item number 14, public hearing and action, Resaca del Monte Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
This subdivision is located near Pennsylvania Avenue. It is 24.511 acres. It consists of 57 single-family lots. It is found incomplete.
Motion to find,
I have a motion from
Motion.
Mr. G and a second
Second.
from Derek. All in favor?
aye.
Before we proceed, gentlemen, before we depart the building this evening, just as sidebar, I would like to have a conversation about people's opinion on potentially having additional meetings if necessary. All of you know this is my biggest heartache, is why we listen to this every month and we hear this incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. If there's a way around it, I think we need to address it. So when this is over, we'll have a sidebar about people's availability to maybe do this more than once a month. Go ahead.
Agree.
Yes, sir. Item number 15, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235, 2019, 015S to allow an apartment use in general retail H for the rear 39 feet of Lot 14, Block 58, original town site of the city of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located at 409 East 13th Street, Brownsville, Texas, 78520.
The applicant is requesting a specific use permit to allow an apartment in general retail H. The current zoning is general retail H. This property is 0.0448 acres. The proposed use is an apartment. This property is fronting East 13th Street. As you can see, the predominant zoning is general retail. This property lies within the town corridor and the downtown node. Here's an aerial view of the property. In every direction, there is commercial businesses, and to the south, there is also the International Bridge. Here's a street view.
So the request is to convert that building to apartments or to take that building down and put
No,
apartments?
they're going to convert the second floor into an apartment.
Okay.
The first floor, it's gonna remain with the art
General
gallery
retail.
use, yes. This is a 200-foot map. This is a proposed site plan. Staff supports a specific use permit to allow an apartment in general retail H with the condition that the property must comply with all city codes and regulations as determined through the site plan review process. There were 18 mailouts and 0 written opposition.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this particular project? We have a motion to close
Close.
the public hearing? Yeah,
Yeah,
close.
second.
And a second from Derek. All in favor?
Aye.
Action?
Can you go back to the site plan real quick?
Yes.
So that's gonna be how many,
2 apartments.
it'll be 2 apartments?
No, it's one apartment.
Oh, it's
one
just one
apartment.
apartment, those are
Right.
2 bedrooms.
Right.
Oh, okay. I
Right, the
see.
bottom still remains as a gallery use.
Yeah, okay.
Cool, that's gonna be awesome.
Yes, ma'am, do you have something? You're,
I'm representing the owner of the
okay, that's fine.
property,
Yeah.
so.
I think we're good. Yeah,
And I need an action.
motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead, Ms. Ritter.
Item number 16, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235, 2018-040, to rezone from dwelling G, light retail G, to apartment H for 0.2496 acre of land out of the south 20.122 acres of block 19, El Jardín subdivision in tract 33, share 19. Espiritu Santo grant a 0.017 acre of land out of lot 1, block 1, amending plat of Canyon Valley subdivision replat located at 2732 Old Port Isabel Road, Brownsville, Texas 78521.
So, gentlemen, if you recall, this case has been tabled twice, I think already. The neighbor and his representatives are here. So I will continue with the presentation of the case,
Sure.
and then they may speak. So the request is to rezone this property to apartment H. The current zoning is dwelling G and light retail G. This property is 0.2666 acres. The proposed use is apartments, and the property is fronting Old Port Isabel Road. The predominant zoning is dwelling. There's also general retail, light commercial, and apartment. This property lies within the town corridor. Here's an aerial. There's single-family uses to the north, west, and south. There's also apartment use to the south and the east. Another aerial. This is a 200-foot map. Staff supports this rezone from dwelling G, light retail G, to apartment H. There were 35 mailouts and 0 written opposition.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Do you have any questions or comments? I know we do, so please step forward.
Who goes first, them or us?
Let the gentleman in the suit come first, because we know your position. We've heard you, so we'll let you speak second.
Good evening, Eddie Lewis here on behalf of the Brownsville Business Group. What we are handling out to the board here are some documents. Basically, what we have here is the surveys to the land, the title to the land at issue, as well as the title insurance to the land at issue here. We're asking that this be zoned to apartments. I understand that there has been some opposition because the neighbors claim that they own part of this property. The documents that we have handed here to the board show that they do not own any of this property here at issue, that they're claiming that they're basically blocking access to. So in conjunction with those documents, we have filed today, actually, a lawsuit to quiet title on this to prevent them from blocking access to this property. We have also included with that lawsuit a temporary restraining order, which was just signed at around 4:55 this evening by Judge Adolfo Cordova out of the 197th District Court, basically enjoining these people from blocking access, restricting access, because they technically have put up a fence around my client's property and not allowing him to access the property. It clearly belongs to my client. The documents there show it. It was insured. There is no other claim to this property, any other claim that these people may have saying that they own it or restricting this access is not valid. And we've gone to the extent of filing a lawsuit in order to get them to remove the fence that they placed on there. With regards to the initial argument of whether this can be rezoned, as the board saw, there are plenty of multifamily and apartments around this, so we're asking that the board approve the rezoning to apartments in this case.
Did you remember the last time we heard it? I can tell you the reason it was not passed the last time is because of the dispute of the land, not because of the type of zoning. It was based upon the fact that we didn't want to zone something and find out later that you didn't have a right to do so. So that's why it was placed in that position. So thank you for the answer. I don't know about that. So our attorney, if we could ask him, if something's still in litigation, do we have the authority to really interdict and interject?
I think you'd be in a better position to wait for the litigation, get a ruling from the court, which would then guide you as to what would be the proper resolution at that point.
Well, the resolution here is not as to the title or ownership of the property. The only thing is basically to get them to remove the fence that they put up around my client's property.
But wouldn't
That
your,
has nothing to do with
wouldn't
this.
your restraining order do that?
Excuse me?
Wouldn't your restraining order
Yes.
do that?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to communicate here is there is no impediment to this board taking an action on the subdivision of the property because there is no title
But-
dispute.
But there is a pending lawsuit now,
Yes.
and that's,
To get them to
Well,
remove
the-
the
the-
fencing from the
The
property.
fact the lawsuit's filed doesn't mean anything, it's what the court rules. You gotta know what the court rules until they make a finding as to who owns the property and required status of it, because they're saying that they're gonna remove the fence. They may well be entitled to remove the fence, they may not. That's something the judge got to decide. And for you to, or for somebody to vote,
Right.
I think would you put the, cart in front of the horse, and you need to get that stuff straightened out, so that there's no gray area, no gray issue here, where we're gonna be later on litigation against the city because something was approved or not approved. Once we get a court ruling, and you come with judgment in here with the court deciding what was ruled on, based on the evidence they present to the court, not to us here, that's not our decision to make.
Correct.
Once the court makes that decision and gives us a written matter, you can rely on there. I mean, I think at this point it's premature.
What are the two possible outcomes of the lawsuit to acquiring title?
Well, the lawsuit basically, as the documents here are dispositive, my client owns the property. There is no other, it's been insured, he's got title insurance. The only thing that we're trying to do right now is get a court order to get them to remove the fence, because we've attempted, we've even taken officers out there, but they put up a fence, which is prohibiting my client from even accessing his own property. So the only thing we're trying to resolve through this lawsuit is to get rid of this fence.
But whatever we decide, if we did side on your side, that's not gonna remove the fence. But your lawsuit and restraining order will, which is what, if I'm understanding correctly, it's resolve those two things first, and then we would be able to make a decision on
Here's-
our end.
Whether it gets, the subdivision can get changed right now and reclassified. And we can proceed forward with getting the fence removed, but reclassifying the property does not have to wait on removing the fence. We could have reclassified the property, and then they could have come in and put up a fence a month later. We'd have to file this lawsuit, and it wouldn't be contingent on where the property was zoned a certain way. We still would have had to get them to remove the fence.
I do not agree with you. I do not agree with you. Because as long as it's not clear that he has something to do with that property, how can we rezone it?
So, Mr. Lucio, if I may, so two issues here. The lawsuit here is addressing simply the removal of the fence around the said property.
Yes.
That's it, right?
Yes.
Now, there's still a dispute whether who may own the property at this point.
There,
There isn't from your perspective of your title deed, but that doesn't mean that they don't feel in their case, and they're willing to go to court with it apparently, that says that they do have a right to it. And if that comes out later and we've already rezoned the property, then that screws the city, as simple as that. So our council has already made recommendation that we table this, and I'm going to proceed, make a recommendation that we make a motion to table this and let it go through the legal system. I didn't expect to see this back for several months. I suspected this was going to take a coon's age to figure out what this all was about. I deal with title deeds every day of my life, and just because it says something on a title deed, I've had them changed once a week. So I don't buy into the fact the title deed says it's something the way it is. So our council recommends that we wait.
We're tabling it, I mean, where the fence is and who put the fence there, whether it belongs there.
Exactly,
There's gonna be an issue of title.
That's right.
And the judge is gonna decide that.
Right.
Once you get a decision from the court, then we'll be in a better position to make and act and react to whatever that decision is.
I
Yeah,
completely concur.
I'm gonna agree with that
Mr.
as
G has
well.
made a motion to table this.
Well, we got it, we got to close
Well, we
public.
can, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Can,
But-
then make a motion to close public hearing? Or we want to
Yeah.
let the gentleman speak?
You guys are aware of Antonio Menchaca, right?
Yes.
Only source.
Yes.
This is pertaining to what he's done.
And we understand. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we're all on the
Do
same
you want to make a
page.
statement?
Yes, I just wanted to,
Why don't you
No,
come
no,
up?
you're going to have to come up like you did last time and make a statement, so.
Bueno, yo nomás quiero pedirles que den permiso que ellos hablen por mí, para que entiendan.
Sí, sí.
okay.
It's
He
all
didn't
right.
understand anything that was said,
That's fine. We-
so that's why we're here to help him out.
Certainly.
This gentleman lives by himself.
Yeah.
He stays up nights because people have come and threatened his life. Okay? He has calls at midnight, at all hours of the night, that people come and carry messages to him to not even show up here. Okay? Because he's not gonna have any weight here. And no matter what he owns, they're gonna get him out of it. Okay, and he strongly feels and no, by what he has in his possession, he feels strongly that that is his property. He got it from his mother. We finally found the original deed, like I showed it last time we were here, full of mud. I showed it. He is seeking legal counsel. He is indigent, so he can't afford the luxury. So he's trying to save, to pay for the retainment, okay? He speak to someone, legal counsel, and he's following his recommendation. Again, he can go back, but he needs to have a retainment. Okay, he is indigent, he's disabled, he's elderly, and again, I
Understand.
reiterate, as a community, we have a right to protect these people.
Yes, ma'am, we understand that.
Please.
And what?
And he is against the rezoning.
Okay.
But you say you have the deed in the back.
We found the original deed because our,
It should be very easy, I think, if you have.
Well, again, this goes to the the legal system has to work this out.
yes, sir.
He needs to ensure, because we aren't involved with the legal side of this, and that's why we're gonna end up tabling this.
I respect
We're
that.
not involved with the legal side of this at all, and that's why I'm surprised it's back in front of us again, because it shouldn't be in front of us until this is resolved. And I hope the staff doesn't put it back on the agenda again until this is resolved.
Thank you, sir.
But the bottom line is, he needs to make sure if there's a hearing, and anybody else they call a court date, he needs to make sure he's there. Hopefully he has representation, but if he doesn't, he needs you or somebody there to be his voice or his ears so he can work through this, because
Let me also explain that he has been cited on the so-called property
Yeah,
that
yeah,
this person owns. He was cited because it was trashed.
Yeah,
by the
we understand. But
prior-
again, those are all the legal issues that we hear. All our decision is to decide whether or not these folks can put apartments there.
Okay.
That's all we can
All
decide.
right.
But we're trying to make sure that we don't say they can build apartments when they don't have a right to have that land. And so that's what has to be resolved.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? So
Appreciate it.
we need a motion to close public hearing.
So, motion to close public?
In a second, and we have a motion from Mr. G to table this until such a time as the legal issues are
Well,
resolved.
vote on the closed public first.
Here, you did. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Is it all in favor of closing public
All in
hearing?
favor? Aye. And now the
Yeah,
motion.
and Mr. G has a motion to table.
Second.
And Derek seconds. All in favor of tabling this?
So we're.
So this
go
is
ahead.
done here. Please, everybody get
But
it
just
resolved before it
Explain,
comes back.
explain that to the,
If you could just provide this to this gentleman here, that we are tabling this item not to discuss here again until the legal issues are resolved.
Thank you, sir.
So,
No van a regresar hasta que
Okay. Awesome.
all right,
Thank you, folks.
next in line. Number 17, Erica.
Item number 17, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235, 2019-041, to rezone from apartment G, professional office A, to general retail G for a 2.06 acre tract out of Block 54, El Jardín subdivision, shares 27, Espiritu Santo Grant, located near the corner of Central Avenue and Mackenzie Road, Brownsville, Texas, 78521.
The applicant is looking to upzone the property to general retail G. The current zoning is apartment G, professional office A. This property has 2.06 acres, and the proposed use is a retail plaza, and it is fronting Central Avenue and Mackenzie Road. The predominant zoning within the area is dwelling. There is also general retail, apartment, and professional office. This property lies within the Transition East District. Here's an aerial view of the property. There is single family in every direction. There is also commercial business, undeveloped land, and apartments. Here's a street view. This is a 200-foot map. Staff supports this rezone from apartment G, professional office A, to general retail G.
So basically, they just don't want to build apartments, they want to put a business complex of some sort.
Right.
Do you know what type of business complex they're proposing?
A retail plaza.
Okay.
Didn't we see this last month?
Yes, so I did want to point that out. This item was presented last month. It was motioned to be approved, but there was no second. So we need an action on the item to be able to approve it or deny it. That's why it's being reheard.
Yeah, and since I wasn't here last month, I'm looking at the illustration, and the illustration, it appears that the lease of the land title or this whole, the thing is actually includes the street. I'm sorry, I'm confused. I don't know if it was drawn in that way or.
No, the original way the property was drawn was to the center line of the street.
Oh, okay,
So that's why
right.
it's described this way on the map.
okay, that's fine. I was just, first time I've seen the street included as part of one of these zoning changes, so, okay, that's fine. All right.
I so moved to close the public.
No, we haven't had it. Any, this is a public hearing, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody have any comments on this particular property? Okay, Mr. G, we can close. We have a motion to close public?
Wait, is he?
Oh, you,
Nope.
no, he's not.
Nope, bathroom.
We got a motion to close? Second. And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Action? I have a motion to approve.
Second by Aaron.
Second on Aaron. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 18, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235, 2019-052, to rezone from dwelling A to dwelling G for Lot 7, Block 71A, Stillman's Extension, in addition to the City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located at 330 West St. Charles Street, Brownsville, Texas, 78520.
So the applicant is looking to change the area district of this property. The current zoning is dwelling A. They want to change the zoning to dwelling G. This property is 0.14 acres. The proposed use is for reduced setbacks for the purpose of building a carport. This property is fronting West St. Charles.
Okay.
So the predominant zoning is dwelling. There's also light industrial, medium industrial, general retail, and apartment. This property lies within the downtown Riverside District and downtown Node. Here's an aerial view of the property. There is single-family dwelling in every direction. There is also a public school, civic institution, and commercial business. Here's a street view. This is a 200-foot map. Staff supports this rezone from dwelling A to dwelling G. There were 28 mailouts and 0 written opposition.
So the picture of the building had a van pulled up on a piece of concrete. Let's assume that we're doing this change to do a setback so they can actually cover that area or something?
Yes.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. There's a lot of you left, and this is our last item. So is anybody here for this particular item? No? Okay.
Mr. G, I think
Mr.
already
G made a
started.
motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Second from Derek, all in favor?
Aye.
Action? I'm sorry, all in favor? Aye? Action? Mr. G makes a motion to approve. A second on the end, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay
Motion carried.
on that one.
You have a nay?
Not a fan of carports in downtown Node.
Okay. We have three yeses and one no. All in favor? I'm sorry.
You already
The
voted.
motion carries. There we go. I'm gonna get my tongue straight here. All right, so that is the last item. So while everybody is here, I hope you're all here from Leadership Brownsville or something? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's a big
yeah.
class.
That's a large class. Usually we have 3 or 4 people, so, well, welcome to all of you. And if those who need papers signed, please feel free to bring them up and one of us will sign the papers for you.
Ooh, we need to
So,
do the
but before-
sidebar.
Yeah, before we close down, oh, first, the meeting is over. Anybody, okay, meeting's closed.
Motion to adjourn, yep.
Yeah,